Hey guys, this video is to show you how to complete the argumentative essay outline. This is the second step to writing your argumentative essay. The first one was to write your brainstorm. So please play this video while you're working on the outline so that you know how to complete each part correctly. Now, in order to do the outline, you have to have two other things open. The first thing that you need to have open is the argumentative essay brainstorm because we're going to be using the information that we wrote in here to complete our outline. So please open that along with this link that you see right here in the outline, parts of an argumentative essay slideshow. If you open that up, that looks like this right here, and this is going to show you exactly what each part of the argumentative essay is, along with some examples. So this is going to be really helpful. So please open up those two things before you get started on this outline. So here we go. The very first step to writing your outline is to write the introduction. The introduction is going to be three parts. We have a hook, we have background information, and we have a thesis. So you need all three parts in your first paragraph of your argumentative essay. The hook is the attention grabber that gets the reader interested in your topic. Now, there are several different types of hooks that you can use, and I give you a couple examples in this parts of an argumentative essay slideshow. So if we click down here to slide number 4, you'll see there's three different types of hooks that you can do. This is just, again, to get the attention of the reader and get them interested in your topic. So one example would be question, and that's where you ask a series of questions that sort of pull the reader in. For example, my club that I'm going to be writing about is Knitting Club. Once again, like I said in the last video, you cannot use Knitting Club as your club that you write about because I'm already doing that one and I don't want you to do the same information as me, but I'm just using this as an example. So my question to pull the reader in for Knitting Club is, have you ever wanted to learn how to knit? Would you like to be able to make any piece of clothing that you want? Do you like wearing unique things to school? The Knitting Club is what you need. So as you can see, I didn't just put one question. If you're going to use the question hook, you need to have like 2 or 3 questions to pull the reader in. Another type of hook that you could use is an exciting statement. So this one, scarves, hats, sweaters, socks. These are just a few of the hundreds of things that students can learn to make in Knitting Club. So just something to get people excited or interested. Another type of hook that you can use is a descriptive scene. So that's where you would just describe maybe what the club would look like, or you could describe things that the club or the class or the sport, whatever it is that you're writing about, would look like. And you obviously want to make it sound very appealing. So for my descriptive scene, I said, imagine relaxing in a circle with your friends, listening to music, talking about your day, and working together to create a new and unique knitted hat for yourself or someone you love. Doesn't that sound like something any student should be able to enjoy? And as you can see, I put a question in there as well. So you only have to write one hook. You don't have to do all 3 of these. I just want you to pick whichever one that you're comfortable with, whether it's a question, an exciting statement, or a descriptive scene. And you're going to put that into your hook square right here. So what I did is I just put my example for a question hook right there. Once you're done with your hook, you're going to move on to the background information. The background information is simply where you explain what your club is, or if it's a class that you want included in the schedule, if it's an after-school activity or a sport, whatever it is, you're going to describe it right here. So what I put is I just explained that in Knitting Club, they'll learn how to knit things. They would meet once a week after school to work on projects together and then take their knitting home to continue working. Students could keep the things they make or give them to other people. So it's just 2 to 3 sentences where you explain whatever club, class, or activity it is that you're arguing for. And again, I'm getting my information from the argumentative essay brainstorm, okay? You're going to use the same exact club, class, or activity that you did in your top-down web here. The last step to writing an introductory paragraph is the thesis, and this is the most important part. The thesis is one sentence that introduces your argument, and it explains what your claims are going to be. So if we look back at our top-down web, we see our argument is whatever club, class, or activity you want. And then your claims are the 2 reasons why this club, class, or activity would be beneficial or helpful to other students. So for Knitting Club, I said that one reason it would be good would be that it teaches students to focus. And the other reason would be that in Knitting Club, you can make things. So those are the three things you are going to put together to write your thesis. And as you can see, I kind of did a formula here. It's argument plus the word because plus claim 1 and claim 2. So in one sentence, that looks like Brockville Middle School should have a knitting club because it would help teach students to focus, and students can donate things to the community. That's all you have to do. And you can format your thesis exactly the same as mine. Just fill in whatever club, class, or activity you're choosing to write about, and then your 2 claims as to why that would be beneficial to students. Again, use this formula here: argument plus the word because plus claim 1 and claim 2. Once you're done, you have 3 parts of your introductory paragraph, and you can continue on to the body paragraphs. Now, there are going to be 2 body paragraphs in this essay, one for each one of your claims. So if we look back at our top-down web, claim number 1, as well as the reasoning and evidence, is all going to make up body paragraph number 1. And then this information here, claim 2, and all of that reasoning and evidence is going to make up body paragraph number 2. Okay, so you're going to be using the same exact information you wrote here and turning it into complete sentences for your outline. So take a look at what I did here. So first you have to write your topic sentence. And the topic sentence is just the first sentence in the body paragraph that introduces claim number 1 from your thesis. So claim number 1 from my outline is teach students to focus. So I am saying the first reason, and this is a really good transition that you guys can use when you do your outline. You always want to use transitions. So the first reason there should be a knitting club is because knitting requires a lot of focus, and that skill can teach students to focus in other areas like their schoolwork. So you want to write a nice long complete sentence for this topic so it explains exactly what it is that you're saying, what it is that you want to argue is beneficial to students. Next, I get to my reasoning and evidence. You can see here it says that this is going to be 2 to 3 sentences at least that explain why claim number 1 would be beneficial to students at Brockville. So I'm going to take this information I wrote here. I have 3 points. Concentrating on patterns can help students focus. It gets rid of distractions, and it keeps your hands busy. And I simply turned those into complete sentences and just explained why those things might be beneficial. So I said, in order to knit, you have to pay very close attention to what you're doing, and you can't get distracted or you will make a mistake. You also have to learn to read a pattern and follow directions. Focusing and being able to follow directions are 2 very important skills that can help students do well in school. That means that learning to knit can help students perform better in school and bring up their grades. Once a person becomes an advanced knitter, they can even multitask and knit while they do other things like listening to someone speak. That means that some students who like to tap or fidget in class can knit instead. This will allow them to focus their energy and not distract others. So again, keep in mind that when you're writing this essay, your audience is going to be administrators and teachers. So you want to make this club sound really beneficial to adults, basically. So that's why I'm making arguments about things like it helps students in school and it helps them focus and pay attention. And you want to sound as professional as you can when you write this. So again, you're just going to take those 3 or 4 reasons and evidence that you did in your top-down web here and turn them into nice complete sentences. And that's all you have to do for this body paragraph. The topic sentence plus the reasoning and evidence is all you need for this body paragraph. You are going to do the same exact process for claim number 2. So again, we're going to take claim number 2 and the reasoning and evidence and turn it into complete sentences. So my topic sentence for claim number 2 about donating items to the community says, another reason that knitting club would be beneficial is that students can work to create items that can be donated to people in the community. And again, I use this transition right here. Another reason, you could also say the second reason, you could say, in addition, you want to use a nice transition phrase to introduce this paragraph. And then again, I did my reasoning and evidence there. I took these 3 points that you can make winter clothes for the homeless, donate to hospitals, and make gifts for families and friends. And I put it all right here in the reasoning and evidence. I'm going to post my version, my example of the outline on Schoology as well. So if you want to go back and you want to look at exactly what I wrote here, you can read that, but I'm not going to read it to you this time. But that's all available if you would like to look at it. Once you're done with body paragraph number 2, which is your paragraph 3, all you have left to do is the conclusion. The conclusion has 2 parts. Part number 1 is restate the thesis. Part number 2 is the call to action. So in order to restate the thesis, you're basically summarizing your thesis that you wrote in the beginning of the essay, which is right up here. You're going to write this in different words. Don't copy and paste the same exact thing. You just want to restate it. And this time, because it's at the end of the essay, you can include some of the information from claim 1 and claim 2. So for example, I said in conclusion, which by the way is a perfect way to start a conclusion paragraph. In conclusion, Brockle needs a knitting club because the skills learned through knitting can help students perform better in class. In addition, students can bring attention to Brockle by going out into the community and donating hand-knitted items like hats and scarves. So I included both of my claims here. I wrote 2 sentences. I said something about how it can help them perform better in class, and they can donate things. So I'm including my claims in that. Finally, we have the call to action. The whole point of writing an argumentative essay is to get something done, to accomplish some sort of goal. So you're writing this essay in order to convince a principal or some other administrator to add this club, class, or activity to Brockle. So now you need to tell them what you want them to do. So it looks something like this. Now that you can see the benefits of Knitting Club, you should make it an official club and share this information with students so they can join. Simple as that. Now you're done with your conclusion paragraph. Go back and proofread, and then you can submit. And the next step will be to copy and paste this information into your final draft.